Sometimes the hardest part isn't that he moved on. It's who he moved on with. She's smiling, she's beautiful, maybe even younger, or trendier, or just different. And somehow, that is what breaks your heart all over again. You're sitting there, holding your phone like it's a mirror, except the reflection you see doesn't even look like you anymore. You ask yourself, was I not enough? Is she everything I'm not? Did he ever even love me? There's a war happening, quiet, invisible. It's not between you and her, it's between you and the version of you he didn't choose. That's what comparison really is. Not a rivalry, but a reckoning. A private conversation where you question your worth, because someone else seems to be holding the spotlight you once had. But here's the truth. You are not at war with another woman. You are mourning a version of your life that didn't unfold the way you dreamed it would. Let's talk about the highlight reel. Social media isn't truth, it's theater. You're not seeing their quiet arguments, their awkward silences, the nights they sleep back to back. You're not seeing the anxiety in her eyes when she wonders if she's just the rebound. You're only seeing what you're meant to see. And when you compare your real life to someone else's curated narrative, you will always come up short. Because filters don't just hide flaws, they also hide pain. You once gave your all to that relationship. Your laughter, your prayers, your time, your body, your belief in forever. So when you see someone else standing where you once stood, it's natural to ache, to wonder if she's living the life you were supposed to have. But here's what you may not realize. She's not living your life. She's living his next chapter. And your story isn't over yet. Sometimes the most dangerous comparison isn't with another woman. It's with the version of yourself you thought you'd be by now. But maybe, just maybe, this detour is actually divine. Every minute spent comparing is a minute lost. Lost to healing, lost to rebuilding, lost to becoming. Comparison is a thief. It steals not only your confidence, but your time. It turns your healing journey into a holding pattern, where you circle old wounds instead of closing them. And maybe the hardest part is, sometimes comparison becomes addictive. You keep checking his page, her page, mutual friends' stories, searching for signs that you're still remembered, or forgotten. But here's the truth. Your healing isn't on their timeline, it's in your hands. Let's humanize her for a moment. Yes, her. She may be lovely, she may be kind, but she is not your enemy. She did not steal him. She didn't rewrite history. She stepped into a chapter he opened. And maybe she doesn't know everything you endured. Maybe she doesn't know how many times he said, "I'll change." Maybe she's in love with potential, just like you once were. Or maybe he's finally becoming better, but that's not your burden anymore. What he becomes next is no longer your responsibility. It's not your job to wonder if she'll get the version of him you begged for. Release that weight. It was never meant to be carried this far. There was a you before him, before the heartbreak, before the self-doubt, before you started seeing your worth through the lens of who he chose next. That woman, she's still here. She's just buried beneath the rubble of comparison. It's time to unearth her, to remind yourself that your beauty isn't diminished by someone else's presence, that your value doesn't shrink just because he found someone new. And most importantly, you were always enough. You still are. Unfollowing isn't petty, it's protective. It's not about bitterness, it's about boundaries. If every scroll reopens a wound, if every post becomes a trigger, then you owe yourself peace more than you owe anyone politeness. Healing sometimes looks like saying, "I'm not watching this anymore," and meaning it. Your life is not a reflection of what someone else is doing. Your mirror is your own story, your own growth, your own becoming. Stop asking if you're better than her. Start asking, am I becoming better for me? Because she isn't your standard, and he isn't your future. You are the prize, and it's time you remembered that. So maybe today, you put the phone down, you take one deep breath, and then another. You remind yourself, her existence does not erase yours. You are not competing, you are healing. And the more you return to yourself, the less power the comparison will ever have. Because who he chose next has nothing to do with what you still deserve. If this video spoke to something deep inside you, If you've ever looked at someone he moved on with and wondered if you were replaceable, please know, you're not alone. Subscribe if you're on a journey of healing, of rediscovering your worth, and of becoming whole again, day by day. We have real conversations here, the kind that reaches the quiet parts of your heart. Like this video if it gave you even a sliver of peace today, and share it with someone who might need the same reminder. You are not in competition, you are in recovery, and you're allowed to take your time. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing you're reclaiming about yourself today. This space is safe for your voice. You're not falling apart, you're rebuilding, and I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for watching.